Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I'm going to change the pace a bit for this reading, take a break from the Toxic 2 in Montecito and just have a look at the lovely Lady Louise, who is of course 18 and apparently is being asked, possibly persuaded, to consider whether she would like to take on the title of princess. She is eligible to be called a princess and to join the ranks of the working royals. Apparently Her Majesty the Queen is behind this, the one who really would like Lady Louise to step up. And of course the royal family rather thin on the ground at the moment. Certainly younger members of the family. They've lost Harry and Meghan, of course, who I think they expected to be quite important members of the royal family, and so now there is a vacancy and there is some hope that Lady Louise will fill that vacancy. And so let's have a look. We're going to be doing a Celtic cross from her point of view, see how she feels about it. And I am using today the Tarot of the Divine. Hope you can see it. It's a beautiful deck. I haven't read the book from cover to cover, unfortunately, so I cannot go through these readings and explain to you what myth, legend, whatever fairy tale is involved in the cards, which is rather remiss of me, I know, but I like to just leap in and use these decks, and hopefully we can get a good reading out of this without knowing who the hero is on the Two of Wands, which has just come out in reverse. And so Tarot of the Divine, Lady Louise, how she feels. Whoops, cards are flying. Oh, they're flying all over the place. You can't see that, but they're literally jumping out and going far and wide on the tarot table. So I think we're ready. Cards are ready to speak. And let's have a look. Lady Louise, how she feels about all of this. It's a big deal for an 18-year-old, and I certainly at 18 would not have wanted her to be a working royal, but she's probably made of sterner stuff, and hopefully she is. And let's see how she feels about it and what will be happening in the near future with her. Lovely girl. I think she's absolutely beautiful. I think she's beautiful energy, and that she is very, very attractive as well. And so I wish her the absolute best, whatever she decides to do. And the underlying energy of this reading is the World in reverse. And tells me that she really doesn't want to be in the public eye at this point. The world is about as public as you can ever get, the whole world having a look, watching, and she doesn't want to be on the center stage at this point, and who can blame her? She does look quite shy, or just introverted maybe rather than shy. I think a lot of introverts are accused of being shy, and they aren't. They are just involved in their own mental space rather than what's going on in the world around them. So the World in reverse is, I think, quite a good card for an introvert. And it also, of course, says that something hasn't ended, a chapter hasn't ended, come to its conclusion yet, the never-ending story. So this story has a way to go. So I think even if we get to the end of this reading and it says, no, she's not interested right now, this is not going to go away. This is going to be an ongoing story with her. So let's get to the actual reading and see the heart of the matter from Lady Louise's point of view. And Queen of Cups, she is a water sign girl. Of course, she's a Scorpio, and that is a Scorpio. The Queen of Cups, well, it is a water sign card. And I don't like to specify particularly. I just like to stick with the energy with cups or wands or whatever with these tarot readings, rather than getting too into astrological meanings of cards. And but the Queen of Cups in reverse is not feeling very confident about herself. The Queen of Cups is always about self-care for me as a reader, and Queen of Cups in reverse, I think she is quite aware that this is going to deplete her energetically, if she goes into this full time, it's she probably doesn't feel emotionally strong enough right now at 18 to take on this role, take on this job. She knows what it's about. The dog is talking in the background. You may be able to hear him, and she of all people knows what this role involves, because she has spent a lot of time with the Queen. She spent a lot of time with Prince Philip. She knows exactly what it's about, and she's not sure yet she is strong enough for it, that she is able to put boundaries around herself and keep that watery energy in, keep it safe. And her challenge is the Nine of Swords. Yeah, she's agonizing over this. She's stressed about it. She's worried about it. She's having sleepless nights about this with the Nine of Swords. It is a very anxious card, very stressed, very worried about it, and I'm not sure that she's up to the job really at this point. So let's see what's going on behind the scenes, the hidden energy. What is going on behind the scenes around this girl? There is the Emperor, that's the Queen. The Queen is really behind this, absolutely. It was Neil Sean who had this little tidbit on his his YouTube channel, and yeah, definitely it's coming from Her Majesty the Queen. It's coming from the royal family. And very definitely there are discussions, there is talk, and it is absolutely coming from the top, absolutely talking to her. I think it's a very lovely card, that Emperor card, beautifully drawn. These cards are very beautiful, but there it is, very powerful, very powerful. The leader is speaking and wants to be heard. And so her focus right now, Lady Louise's focus, what's her focus on? Queen of Swords. And she is trying to get mentally tough. The Queen of Swords is what a water sign girl needs in her life, and I speak as a water sign girl who had to become Queen of Swords. It is quite an important journey for a water sign, especially for an intuitive, especially for somebody that I think is as possibly even psychic as Lady Louise is. I think I get that energy from her. I think I've said that before when I've done a reading on her before. But she needs to get mentally tough. She needs to become shrewd, wise, to really be able to speak her own truth, to be able to say no if she wants to say no. She needs to be able to do that. And so she's got some work to do there, and she's aware of it. She knows. She seems to be a very self-aware girl, and really very impressive. And so past, what's happened in the past, the recent past for her, she's been thinking about it. She really, that is a very withdrawn energy, that hooded figure. It's a very female energy in this card. Very profound. It's like going on a vision quest. The way this hermit is drawn. And it looks to me she's gone on a vision quest, and I would say that since Prince Philip passed away, she knows what's in store for her, the talk. I'm sure that she's very aware of what's going on, and she's looked within. She has literally gone soul searching. She has gone looking to find the answers in herself, to see whether she's up to this, whether she wants this, whether this is a role that she can carry, and how it will affect her. Very powerful card, of course, Major Arcana. So she has withdrawn somewhat from the situation and gone within to find her true self. And what's going to be going on in the near future with her? How is she going to be feeling about it? Knight of Coins. And that is going on a slow journey towards your right path. On the right path, the Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles, always slow, steady progress on that path. And so she will be, I think, learning. She's not saying no at this point. She's saying, I want to take it slowly. Knight of Coins is very slow moving energy. Be patient with me. Let me learn. Let me do what I need to do. Let me grow. Just I'm up for it. I'm up for it, but I'm not ready right now. I need to learn. I need to do work. I need to take this really slowly. Very wise of her, if that is the kind of conversation that she's having right now. So how does she actually feel about this job? Her attitude towards this job, how does she feel about it? Wow, Strength in reverse. She just feels it really will deplete her. It's exhausting, it's physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting, it's it really is something that is going to have to take every ounce of courage from her self-mastery, and she doesn't feel that she's up to it yet. She feels that it will finish her off, really. Strengths card. I think she's looked and she's seen what it's done to the people in her family and the toll that it has taken on them. Even though we might not see it, we might suspect it, we might do tarot readings to see if we can look inside, and that is the power of tarot. As far as I'm concerned, you can look behind the scenes and you can see what's really going on with people and how they're really coping with situations. And she feels that it would be really onerous, really difficult, very challenging. And so what pressure is she under? Slide the cards down a bit. What pressure is she under, in particular from Her Majesty the Queen, if any? She may not be, of course. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And I do think that she's under pressure. It's a major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune. This is about destiny. And it is about timing, divine timing. And it is about, of course, good luck, things turning in your favor. That's a very trite interpretation of the card. But in the reverse, I think that she gets that she's feeling that the Queen is telling her that she has this calling. She's born into this family, not by accident, by divine intervention. That I used the Tarot of the Divine for a very particular reason today, because I felt that this is about divine intervention, and divine intervention has come up, the Wheel of Fortune, but it's come up in reverse. That she feels that the Queen is saying to her, it's a hard job, it's a lonely job, it is probably a thankless job in many ways, although you get the castles and the Rolls Royces and the whatevers and all of that, but you get a lot of trouble with this job, but you are tough enough to deal with it. You can take it when it goes wrong, as it does, and it will. You're tough enough for this job. She's being told that. And I'm getting the same rather uncomfortable feeling with this reading that I got when I did the reading, Tea for Two reading, a recent reading as well, on Prince George and his little tea parties with the Queen at Windsor Castle on Sunday afternoons, where the Queen invites him around for a chat, and it's meant to be fun, and it's meant to ease him into his job and teach him the ropes, but in a very fun and pleasant way. But the reading that I did, it wasn't fun, it wasn't pleasant, it really was quite shocking and difficult for Prince George, the things that he was learning, the things that he was being told, as easy, as gently as I think he was being told them. I think really difficult for him, and I'm getting the same kind of energy with Lady Louise here, that this is a really heavy burden that's falling on very young and still quite frail shoulders. She of course did have physical health problems when she was very young, so I'm really feeling for her right now as I'm doing this reading. Her hopes and fears right now, her hopes and fears, and Knight of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups is, of course, being wooed, really. And I think she wishes that she wasn't being wooed so vigorously, so insistently, that this subject could just be dropped, it would just go away. Of course, it's all very emotional, it's all emotions, and on a pony, there of course, carriage driving that she did with the Duke of Edinburgh, and she feels very emotionally bound, I think, particularly to the Duke of Edinburgh, and I think that card is being played to some extent, and I think she wishes it wasn't, that she didn't feel that amount of emotional entanglement, and as a result of that entanglement, a sort of level of commitment, I think she wants to be free of that sense of, I owe this because I loved, and I feel now I'm bound, and that's a very water sign thing as well. So hence the Queen of Swords energy sitting at the top of this reading. Outcome for Lady Louise right now, the Sun. in reverse, for those of you listening, not watching. Sun in reverse, and that is pretty bleak energy. It's really a very somber energy. She doesn't want the limelight. The sun is about the limelight. It's about that center stage job, sun shining on you, being regal, being dominant, being very prominent. And she doesn't want it, and I don't think she's going to take it. I don't think she's going to take it in the near future. I don't think she's going to take it even going down the line a little bit more than that. And I think she's very aware that her decision is going to disappoint a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people, but people that she's very fond of, very close to. I think she feels she's going to disappoint people by saying no. The sun in reverse is a no card. And but as I said, with this underlying energy of the world in reverse, I don't think we've heard the end of this story. So even if she says no now, I don't think the no is a final no. And I'm using the word no a lot in this reading. Queen of Swords, I said, had to learn to say no. She may just come out with a no because of that, and later on change her mind. So interesting reading, lovely cards. I think the cards really told the story beautifully, and I hope you enjoyed this reading, and thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.